Well, in the last 10 years or so, Oklahoma has more losses in the Big 12 to Kansas State than they have to anybody else. And Oklahoma's out here doing Oklahoma things again in 2022. New coaching staff, same result. Oklahoma getting beat at the half, 24-17 by Kansas State. Now, this game is by no means over. Of course, Oklahoma could come back and win. This is going to be a great game. It's just kind of an odd anomaly for Oklahoma that Kansas State just continues to have their number year after year. I believe Kansas State has beat them 2 of the last 3 years outright. They've covered the spread against Oklahoma like a million years in a row. And even when Kansas State has lost to Oklahoma over the last bunch of years, it's been a close game, single point deal. So, for whatever reason, Kansas State seemed to have figured out Oklahoma, even with a new coaching staff and Brent Venables there. 24-17, Kansas State up over Oklahoma. Miami and Texas found ways to embarrass themselves today. I'll have much more to say on that on tomorrow morning's Your Season Is Over video, the only Sunday college football weekly recap show that actually matters and makes any sense, where we highlight the list of losers. And yeah, Texas and Miami. Wow. Miami, very embarrassing loss to Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State got blown out 2 weeks ago by James Madison. Blown out like 44-7. Took Miami to the woodshed today. The game was not as close as the score indicated. They won by 14. They dominated from start to finish. Bad. Tyler Van Dyke, take his name off the Heisman list. 2 bad games in a row for him. He got, did he get benched or hurt? But anyway, Jake Garcia ended up coming in. He didn't do much better. Texas, I don't know. What do you want me to say about Texas? They're going to stay up under the Kansas helmet for a while. I put Texas underneath the Kansas helmet and turned the Texas helmet upside down when they lost to Kansas last year. And I'm not changing that back until Kansas beats Texas. And I haven't seen anything that leads me to believe Texas is beating Kansas. Here's the problem if you're Texas. You know, if you're Miami and you look at that Middle Tennessee State game today and you say, well, look, we played terrible. We had an awful game, an off day, whatever you want to say. Texas didn't have an off day today. Texas played pretty good. Hudson Card completed 66% of his passes. He played okay. Bijan Robinson went over 100 yards rushing. Xavier Worthy, the all-world wide receiver, had, I think, 50 yards receiving and a touchdown. Texas played pretty good. The problem is Texas Tech is just better. Facts. And if you're Texas, that's unacceptable. You can't be the second best Big 12 team in your own state. And you're not even the second best currently. You're at least third. You're currently behind Baylor and Texas Tech. Yet to play TCU. We'll see what you do with them. But it's possible Texas, not only is Texas not even the best Big 12 team in its own state, it might be the worst Big 12 team in its own state. I don't know what Sarkisian's doing there, but you just can't keep recruiting at the level Texas is, coach after coach after coach, and just continuing to crap to bed year after year. Texas loses to Texas Tech in overtime. It didn't even get an opportunity to attempt a field goal or anything in overtime, Texas, because why? Well, they turned the ball over. They turned the ball over. Texas Tech kicks a field goal. Game over. They win, 37-34. Well, whatever it ended up being. Just a crazy game. But, yeah, Texas and Miami completely embarrassed themselves. Hell of a game here. Texas A&M and Arkansas, 23-14. Texas up. A minute to go in the third quarter, so we might get a good ending here in this Texas A&M Arkansas game, 23-14. Aggies up over the Razorbacks. Ohio State all over Wisconsin. This was a mismatch from the time the whistle blew. It appeared to be a mismatch heading into the game. As somebody who just likes college football and likes watching good games, I was hoping that Ohio State-Wisconsin game would be a watchable game. It's not. Wisconsin just does not have the firepower to compete with Ohio State. And as good as Wisconsin's defense has been over the last few years, it can't contain that Ohio State offense. C.J. Stroud's on fire. Him and those wide receivers are on the same page now. Got off to a little bit of a slow start against Notre Dame in week 1, but they've been rolling the last couple of weeks. Starting to look like the Ohio State offense we thought we were going to see this year. It's absolutely amazing. Wisconsin just completely no match for them. South Carolina barely beating Charlotte at halftime, and they were losing for the majority of the first half. They're up 17-14. South Carolina is over Charlotte, which is just absolutely ridiculous. What are you doing, Cat? Cat over here playing around in Amazon boxes. Amazon boxes are not cat toys. They're Amazon boxes. I'm going to quit buying you toys and just leave the boxes out for you. You know what her favorite toy is, really? A bag. Any bag. Grocery bag, trash bag, bag from a store. You get home, you take whatever out of the bag, you throw one of the empty bags on the living room floor. She'll play with it for hours. It's the weirdest thing. Anyway, shout out to my cat. What's up, Monkey? Yeah, the cat's named Monkey there. Anyway, Southern Cal and Oregon State getting ready to come on. In fact, the game might have already started. Started about 5 minutes ago. Southern Cal on the road at Oregon State. Oregon and Washington State today.